Commanders in crisis mode. Rookie first round. Unveiled to protect Jaden. A hidden 7th rounder threatens to unseat veterans in the backfield. But wait, the nuclear bomb is in the locker room. The franchise star, the WR1, might hold out. In less than 48 hours if Adam Peters doesn't sign a check. Why doesn't anyone in the NFL want you to see this report? Spoiler, there are outrageous numbers, players in the crosshairs, and decisions that will define the Daniels era. This is not a theory, it's pure urgency. Turn on notifications before the league deletes this video. Subscribe, like, and join. The Live, where we reveal if the franchise is on time to save itself, or if 2025 will be another dumpster fire. Your decision today decides if you're a fan or a spectator. Let's start with Josh Conerly Jr., our first-round pick coming from Oregon. And let me tell you something. This selection was a lot smarter than many thought at the time. I remember when we picked him, there were fans who wanted another wide receiver, others who wanted defensive line, but Adam Peters knew exactly what he was doing. Do you realize what it means to have a first-round tackle waiting in the wings? Conerly isn't just any rookie. This guy measured 6 feet 5 inches, 322 pounds at the combine, with 34 3/8 arms. Those are elite tackle measurements in the NFL. But more important than the measurements are the fundamentals he showed in Oregon. In his last season with the Ducks, Conerly allowed only 3 sacks in 13 games. 3 sacks in the Pac-12, facing pass rushers that are now in the NFL. That's not a coincidence. That's technique, mental preparation, and raw talent. Now, the competition for the starting right tackle spot is fierce. Andrew Wiley, who was our right tackle last year, has experience and knows the system. Wiley allowed 32 pressures in 2024, which isn't bad, but not spectacular either. Brandon Coleman, who moved from left tackle, is taking reps both inside and outside during spring practices. But you know what excites me? The arrival of Laramie Tunsil changes the entire outlook. Tunsil isn't just a 5-time Pro Bowler. He's a tackle that has protected quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson and Tua Tagovailoa. His presence on the left side means Conerly won't have to face the top pass rushers every Sunday. I'm telling you this, after watching Jaden Daniels run for his life during parts of his rookie season, especially against Pittsburgh and Baltimore, we need this offensive line to work. Do you remember the game against the Steelers? Jaden was sacked 4 times, and 3 of those came from the right side of our line. Matt Holder of Bleacher Report says Conerly has a good chance to win the starting job if he has a smooth transition. But you know what I believe? I think this transition will be easier than we expect. Conerly played both right and left tackle in Oregon. Dan Lanning, his head coach, moved him depending on where they needed more help. And the chemistry with Jaden, that's something no one is talking about. Both are young, both understand the modern game, both have the mentality to do whatever it takes to win. When you have a mobile quarterback like Jaden, you need tackles who understand timing, who know when to release and when to maintain the pocket. Conerly is going to report to training camp with the other rookies on July 18th. That gives him extra days to work with the coaches, to understand the calls, to develop that chemistry with the offensive line. If I were to bet, I'd wager that by the first preseason game, Conerly is taking reps with the first team. Do you think a rookie can handle that pressure? Protect the blind side of a franchise quarterback from day one? I believe so, and I think Conerly will be a key piece in making our offense unstoppable. If that surprises you, wait till you hear about our Backfield, because what's happening there is even more dramatic. Here comes what no one is talking about, but I've been following since the draft. Jackery Krosky-Merritt, our 7th-round pick, is generating so much buzz at training camp that some analysts speculate we might cut one of our veterans. Can you believe that? A 7th-round pick possibly sending a veteran packing? But first, let me explain why we need this revolution. Last year we finished 3rd in the league in rushing yards with 2,718 yards. Does that sound incredible, right? But it's completely misleading. Jaden Daniels was our leading rusher with 891 yards. Our quarterback was our best runner. You know what that means. It means we rely too much on our franchise quarterback to run the ball. Jayden averaged 8.9 carries per game last year. Is that okay for a 24-year-old quarterback? No. Especially when we faced defenses like Baltimore and Pittsburgh that stopped him cold. Brian Robinson Jr. had decent numbers, 4.3 yards per carry, but his success rate was below 50%. Do you know what success rate is? It's when a runner gains 40% of the needed yards on first down, 60% on second down, and 100% on third down. Robinson was at 47%. David Montgomery of Detroit, a runner with similar attributes, had 55.2%. And do you know why? Because Detroit has a better offensive line, but also because Montgomery is more efficient in critical situations. Robinson is a tough runner, a professional, but he isn't dynamic. He's going to get the yards that are there, but he's not going to create magic when there's nothing. Now, here's where Krosky Merritt comes into the equation. This guy fell in the draft due to eligibility issues in his final college season, but his talent is undeniable. In 2023, his last full season, he had 1,189 yards and 14 touchdowns. 14 touchdowns! And it wasn't just volume, it was efficiency. 5.8 yards per carry. Do you know how many 7th-round running backs have found success in recent years? Isaiah Pacheco was picked 251 in 2022. Now he's the starter for the Chiefs and has 2 rings. Chase Brown, pick 163 in 2023, had over 1,000 combined yards in his rookie season. Tony Pollard, Alvin Kamara, David Johnson, all late picks that revolutionized their backfields. And you know what the craziest thing is? There are rumors that Austin Eckler or Jeremy McNichols could be cut to make room. I'm telling you this, Eckler's not going anywhere. When he was healthy in the first half of 2024, he was one of our most dangerous weapons. 554 receiving yards in just 12 games. That's production. But McNichols, there we might see movement. McNichols is a solid veteran, someone who can run, receive, and block. But he's a jack of all trades, master of none. If Krosky Merritt shows he can be that explosive option we lack, McNichols could be in trouble. And the offensive line? That's the key to everything. With Laramie Tunsil at left tackle and Brandon Coleman moving to guard, our offensive line should be significantly better in run blocking. Tunsil is known for pass protection, but he's also a solid run blocker. Coleman is more agile than most. Guards we had last year, better in pulls and combo blocks. If the line improves, Robinson will have more gaps, more opportunities to use his power style. But if Krosky Merritt can add that explosive element we lack, that ability to break long runs, then we have a backfield that can compete with anyone in the NFC. Chris Rodriguez Jr. will be there as the backup power runner. Kesmir Allen and Demetrix. Felton will compete for spots as returners. Michael Wiley had an incredible preseason last year, but it's hard to see where he fits in. The reality is, we'll probably keep only 3 main running backs. Robinson, Eckler, and if things go as, I hope, Krosky Merritt, that would be a significant upgrade in talent and depth. Do you believe a 7th-round rookie can really change the dynamic of our backfield? Can you imagine having a running back that averages more than 5 yards per carry? Because that's what Krosky Merritt can bring. But that's nothing compared to what's coming. Because now we talk about our star and a situation that has the entire organization worried. And here's the bomb everyone feared. Terry McLaurin, our Terry McLaurin, is in a tense contract situation with the organization. Mike Jones of The Athletic listed it as a contract situation to watch heading into training camp. And let me tell you something, when Mike Jones speaks, we listen. Do you know what this means? McLaurin has only 1 year remaining on his contract. At 29, after 5 consecutive seasons of over 1,000 receiving yards, he's demanding an extension. And what's the organization doing? They haven't negotiated seriously. That's what has me absolutely furious. Let me put it into perspective what Terry McLaurin means to this franchise. Since 2019, his rookie season, he has been the definition of consistency and excellence. 2019, 919 yards. 2020, 1,118 yards. 2021, 1,053 yards. 2022, 1,191 yards. 2023, 1,023 yards. 2024, 1,096 yards. 6 consecutive seasons with over 900 yards. Do you realize how rare that is? In an era where wide receivers get injured, change teams, have attitude problems, Terry McLaurin has been our rock. He's played with quarterbacks like Dwayne Haskins, Taylor Heinicke, Carson Wentz, Sam Howell, and now Jayden Daniels. He's been productive with all of them. And it's not just production, it's leadership. McLaurin has never had a disciplinary issue, never caused drama, never pointed fingers when things went wrong. When Sam Howell was struggling, McLaurin kept catching passes. When our offense couldn't move the ball, McLaurin kept getting open. Do you remember the connection he developed with Jayden Daniels? 82 catches, 1,096 yards, 13 touchdowns. 13 touchdowns! That was the best touchdown season of McLaurin's career. And it wasn't by chance. It was chemistry. It was trust. It was a veteran receiver helping a rookie quarterback. Mike Jones speculates that McLaurin might get something similar to what T. Higgins got. 4 years, $115 million. Averaging $28 million per year. Is that a lot of money? Of course, but compare it to what other receivers in the league are earning. Jamar Chase, $40.25 million per year. Tyreek Hill, $30 million per year. Davante Adams, $28 million per year. A.J. Brown, $25 million per year. Doesn't McLaurin deserve to be in that conversation? Absolutely. But you know what worries me the most? The timeline. Players report to training camp on July 22nd. That gives us less than 2 weeks to resolve this. Do you know what happens when these situations drag on? They become a circus, a distraction, something that affects the whole team. Jones says McLaurin is candidate to hold out or hold in when they report for training camp. Do you know what that means? Hold out is when a player doesn't report at all. Hold in is when he reports but doesn't participate in team activities. In both cases, our WR1 isn't preparing for the season. And do you know what's the most frustrating? That this was completely avoidable. McLaurin has been available to negotiate since the end of last season. Adam Peters has had months to resolve this. Why wait until it becomes an emergency? I'm telling you this. If we lose Terry McLaurin, we not only lose our best receiver, we lose one of the best leaders in the locker room. We lose someone Jayden Daniels trusts completely. We lose someone who knows this system better than anybody. Do you remember all the contract situations we've seen explode in this league? Calvin Ridley with Atlanta was lost for a whole season. DK Metcalf with Seattle created drama for weeks. Deebo Samuel with San Francisco was requesting trades. We cannot allow this to become a media circus. And you know what's the craziest thing? That McLaurin would probably take a discount to stay here. This is a player who loves this organization, who has given everything for this franchise. If Peters plays this right, could get him for less than he is worth on the open market. But if this turns into a holdout, if McLaurin misses training camp, if he's not ready for week 1, then we're talking about a completely different situation. We're talking about starting the season without our WR1, without Jayden Daniels' security blanket, without one of our most reliable playmakers. Adam Peters has to act now. This is not the time to play hardball. This is not the time for penny pinching. This is Terry McLaurin, burgundy and gold from day one. A professional in every sense of the word. If we can't retain players like him, what message are we sending to the rest of the locker room? Do you trust Peters to resolve this? Do you think McLaurin will report to training camp with a new contract? Or do you think this will become the distraction that no one wants? Let's recap, because these 3 situations are absolutely critical to our success. Promising rookie who could revolutionize our offensive line, revolution in the backfield with a sleeper pick that no one saw coming, and contract tension with our star that could explode at any moment. I believe Connerly will win the starting job because he has the talent, technique, and mentality to protect Jayden Daniels. I believe Krosky Merritt will surprise everyone because he has that explosive ability our backfield needs. And I believe Peters has to resolve McLaurin's situation before the training camp because we can't allow this to become a circus. What do you think? Is Connerly ready to be a starter from day one against defenses like Dallas and Philadelphia? Can Krosky Merritt really take carries away from veterans like Robinson and Eckler? And the most important question, do you trust Adam Peters to pay McLaurin what he deserves? Leave your opinions in the comments. If you think Peters will resolve McLaurin's situation before camp, give a like. If you think this will become a distraction that will affect our entire season, comment worried. If you think Connerly will be Offensive Rookie of the Year, comment Rookie Sensation. And if you think Krosky Merritt will steal the show, comment Sleeper Pick. This is our community, this is our family, and together we're going to follow every move of this organization. Subscribe, because tomorrow we're going to have a complete analysis of how these moves affect our depth chart. Turn on the notifications, because the next few weeks will be filled with breaking news. That could change everything. And remember, hail to the Redskins!